Today I want to talk about sacrifice. I think it's something that as a society isn't discussed enough. I think it's really quite an underrated quality. But perhaps a more modern term for this would be trade-offs. So it's something that you might see in books like in certain business books or entrepreneurship books, like for example, Essentialism from Greg McKeown. And he's a really good example. Understanding trade-offs, which is simply that, when blocking out time for yourself, when creating a schedule for yourself, what you say yes to will mean that you have to say no to something else. So you can't do the shopping and go to someone's birthday party at the same time, right? Simple example. But I think some people, they think that they can do everything at once, and I think it just doesn't work like that. You really can't. And I think often when I talk about sacrifice here, what I really want to get at is that as a society we need to let go of the old expectations that we have and the old assumptions that we have, and we need to let go of always trying to be admired by people around us, by our neighbours on the same street as us, and being admired by our friends. Because the thing is, everyone is unique, everyone is different, and what that means is everyone is going on a different journey. And so, my game isn't the same as your game. My journey of my life isn't the same as your journey. It's not the same where I'm going, where I want to be going, and where you want to be going. And some of us, we don't even know what we're doing, and that's fine. But the thing is, it's really important that we take the time out to figure out what we actually want. Because we can't just be, sitting around and trying to expect the government, or trying to expect society, or trying to expect some authority figure to help us to figure it out for us, because they don't know us. And so really, if you don't figure life out for you, then society will assign you goals, and it will assign you a life. I've been thinking about this recently. I haven't uploaded a video in about 6 months, and it's not that I didn't have time to upload. I think it's because my most recent video that I uploaded, compared to my other videos, it was quite successful in a short period of time. So, and I think I wasn't used to that. I really wasn't used to that. So I kind of backed off, and I kind of I felt like, let's take the foot off the gas pedal. And I guess I didn't really reflect on that enough. I don't think I really acknowledged it. And it's the same with me. It's like, do I want to grow my channel, or do I want it to just be a channel where it's just something that I listen to and maybe just friends and family watch, or do I want it to have a bigger impact? And I think I don't want to do things just for views and just for metrics, but I realize that obviously building my channel to that point where it's getting a lot of views can obviously means that it's reaching many, many people who could benefit from my videos and what I say. So sacrifice is still necessary. And I think that the reality of trade-offs, that you can't do everything that you say you want to do all at once. Another thing that I want to say is that if you really want to take yourself seriously, if you really want to live the life that you want to live, then you need to get off your phone, and you need to get off social media, because that's not going to help you. Social media isn't going to help you, okay, because it's all designed to fry your brain, to basically just destroy your dopamine receptors, because generally speaking, all they want is money. The more time you spend on it, the more money they make. That's the simple way of putting it. Okay, so what they've done is they've invested, a lot of money to figure out how they can keep you on it for the longest amount of time. They don't care about whether you need to go to school. They don't care about how much homework you need to do. They don't care if you've got GCSEs or A-levels. They don't care if you've got uni exams to sit. That's just life, isn't it? It's unfortunate that this world is led by people who generally have their own self-interest mostly at the center. Now the thing is, that's not everyone. That's a big generalization. No one's crazy, and I think no one wants to purposefully hurt other people. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that there are people, even, politicians or presidents or prime ministers, who specifically want to hurt people. I think more so what people want is control. Again, that's a generalization. Not everyone wants control. Okay, now unfortunately the trend is that the people who tend to speak the loudest will often try to push policies that are for control. And the thing is, even at the top of the game, there are still people who are like rats, in the sense of like they just follow other people, just a bunch of sheep. Even at the top of the game, they're still a sheep. Fascinates me how I got to here. And yeah, specifically trade-offs when it comes to your identity, when it comes to the kind of person that you want to be. Are you willing to trade who you are now for who you could be? Are you willing to believe in that possibility? You can always be comparing yourself to other people around you, or specifically on social media, which is where it gets worse and worse, because you're comparing yourself to people all over the world, and you can't control any of that. I think if you want to make it easier for yourself to change who you are, you need to learn to stop comparing. And the fact that everyone is actually playing their own game, even though most people without saying, they want to be admired by the people around them. So they may take actions here and there that you don't really understand, but they have a feeling inside that maybe they want to be admired by you. So they may take actions in order to fulfill that goal. But the thing is, if that's your goal, if you want to be admired by the people around you, yeah, fair enough, that was kind of me. I've realized this in myself recently. But the thing is, what I've also realized is that that's never going to help me get to where I want to go. It's just a waste of time. It's a huge distraction. And I realized that recognition from other people, it never makes you happy. It never makes you happy. It's too short-lived to give you any lasting happiness. And yeah, with my rucking video, I think I'm really happy, because I haven't been rucking for the past few weeks, but I think I was doing really well, so I'm probably going to start rucking again, even though the weather's crazy for England. It's quite hot right now, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to start rucking again, because I just realized, that's my own game. That's the game that I want to play. I want to be rucking. I want to build my strength up. I want to build my endurance up. So I know that can help me. Something else I want to say is that also, if as people another reason why someone may not change is if you're still satisfied with your life, okay, your environment, if it's still not painful enough. For example, if you want to be surrounded by people who, I don't know, if you're trying to be, let's say, an astronaut, like, basically no one is going to be an astronaut. No one around you is going to be an astronaut. You have to really pass and figure out, like, who can I surround myself that's going to help me get there. Because that's a goal that not many people are able to reach. And we all have goals, but the question is, what separates someone who achieves their goal versus someone who doesn't and gives up is, I think, put simply, that most people tend to give up. I think maybe they don't do things properly, or it's like maybe it's like they don't plan things out properly, and they don't have the determination. They don't have a big enough reason, a big enough why for why they're doing things. And maybe they're still comparing themselves on social media and with the people around them in their neighborhood. Like, I realize that I think I'm, maybe sometimes I'm trying to seek for admiration from my friends, but I mean, they can't give it to me. They can't give it to me. The only person who I know can give me that validation, that recognition, that admiration that can last is from myself. Is that I need to give that to myself. I can't be giving it to I can't be expecting it from other people, because also everyone has pain. Everyone has painful experiences. Everyone has things that they are going through. And for me to expect people to give me admiration through that, I think it's a bit strange. I honestly think it's a bit strange. Let me know what your opinion is on that, but I don't think it makes much sense. Everyone's trying their best. Maybe it's worth it to do something differently. And so recently I've been learning about neuroscience and understanding how my brain works and understanding how I can change my brain. And what I want to leave you today is that your brain, part of the brain, is called the default mode network, the DMN, and it's in that network it stores your identity, your who you think you are. It's stored in there. But the thing is, it's subconscious. It's not fully conscious. You can't fully control it, and you can't go in and change it. So something that I learned recently is there's this question that can help you to change it, and that can help your brain to think from a different reference point. So, you can create many variations of this question. I first heard this question is, what would the version of me who has it all do? Okay, what would the version of me who has it all do? So you can take this question and you can, twist it around, you can change it. So for example, you could say, what would the version of me who loves himself or loves herself do if you want to love yourself more? Or what would the version of me who makes YouTube videos do? Okay, that's good for me. I've been using that recently. What would the version of me who wakes up early do? What would the version of me who loves unconditionally do in this situation? Okay, using this kind of question, what would the version of me who, and then, insert what you want there. Because I think that your brain needs a reference point, and if your reference point is how you have always been doing things, how you have always been saying, talking and thinking and behaving and acting, then you will never change and you will never get to where you want to go. Okay, so that question there, what would the version of me who is doing what I want to do, do in this situation? maybe if you want to work out more, it's like, okay, what would the version of me who already works out do in this situation? I mean, the answer would probably be, oh, let's just go do the workout, let's go exercise. So another thing could be like, what would the version of me who just takes action do? Takes action. Very simple. All big things come from small places. And the thing is, the more, as I'm learning in neuroscience, the more times you do something, the easier it gets. Okay, because the stronger the more times that you repeat something, the stronger it gets in your brain, the stronger the pathways get in your brain. So if you keep asking that question, what would the version of me who, for example, has it all do? Or what would the version of me who, maybe it's like you want a strong relationship with God, for example, what would the version of me who has a strong relationship with God do? Or with a strong relationship with my parents or my siblings or my spouse do? Using that question, if you keep using that question over and over again every single day, if you keep reminding yourself of that question, then your brain is going to change and it will basically rewire. Okay, you're going to rewire your brain. Okay, and the thing is, most of your reality is controlled by your brain. And so if you don't understand your brain, then it's like, if you don't understand your brain, which is how you perceive this reality, this 3D reality, then you're going to struggle a lot. You're going to think that it's all your fault, when in reality it's your brain. Now the thing is, you probably, without knowing, conditioned your brain into believing and thinking and acting and speaking in a certain way, but you are always the person who can change that. So what would the version of you who takes action do today? Okay, I'll leave you there.